Hello, everybody, and welcome to ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series here on the Initiative Order. Tonight is bonding night for my wonderful Rangers here today. Unfortunately, some of our Rangers couldn't be here tonight, but we are going to have a bit of a shorter session, some more character development, growth, building between the Rangers that we do have here tonight. And those that we do have here, starting with Alec.
Hello, I'm Alec or Alec the Bard, and I play Peter, the Red Ranger.
Javante.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Javante, your Black Arcanite Ranger.
And Pluto.
Completely threw me off. I'm used to there being more people between me and them. Everyone, I'm Paige. I am playing Frankie Oliver, the Silver ArcaKnight Ranger.
And I am your Gridmaster Arc or Arclight Court. And let's go ahead and dive into tonight's episode of ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series. And as we come back, in our last episode, our Rangers had what could be stated as their greatest victory. One, having lost their Ranger essence, gaining a all-new Ranger form and power. Another, after learning the secrets of the past to protect the future, now commands the Camelot Ultrazord. Another finding both forms of their strength in the battle against an all-new but ancient enemy now here and a part of this world. Using the Castle Camelot to leave the battlefield-like area over Angel Grove. The first day is hectic. Gina takes all of the former Necronites, allies, family members, and friends of all of you and places them within the remaining stasis chambers within the power chamber, setting up the spells to cure and remove the curses laid on each one of them. Marcia has Schrodinger go with her to meet with her mother and the rest of the Silver Guardians to help with what they know to be an investigation into what had just occurred over Angel Grove. The large floating castle, a professor of the university, a student of the university, a known father of a former football player for the Angel Grove High School, as well as others involved, standing at the edge of said castle, proclaiming to destroy and attack all of the denizens and citizens of Angel Grove. Nico staying, at least within the Castle Camelot, not having anywhere else to go now after being free from the curse of the Chimera. And that's where we will find our gathered rangers here tonight. As the three of you have been consulting back and forth on ideas of what's going to occur, how to approach and how to deal with everything, is when Nico comes and joins the three of you. Still very tired. You could see that there's like a lack of rest to his physicality. If there's, I mean, I'm here to help in whatever way I can.
Have you sat down?
I don't think so. Not in a while, at least.
That'd help right now. Sit.
He finds a stool or a chair somewhere here within the castle where you guys are speaking and takes a seat.
We just won something that by all technical accounts we should have lost a few times. I think we deserve to have a little bit of a rest.
It's just good to be able to breathe and be the one breathing.
I understand that.
So, what now?
Well, as far as I know, my mom and the others, you still have a peace treaty with them. I know that the deal was the ArcaKnights get dealt with or handled, and 3 days after that, things would carry on as they were intended, whatever that was supposed to mean.
Do you know what they're planning? Like, what's next?
They had a few different ideas. When I was in the Arcanium plexus, they asked me to look for a map. Well, not me, but me. And deliver that book to you guys. I found the map, but it's like a star map. It's like an old account of constellations and planets and things. I don't know what they were going to use that for, but I know that that's what I was initially sent there for. I know that Hesius was supposed to go to Professor Cranston's and either try to collect him or find a way to get access to his lab. And that's when they...
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember. They got something at least, but I don't know if I honestly wouldn't have been able to know if they did anything after they took Ron. So.
Why would they need to get access to his lab?
They were looking for something to put the Chimera into.
To put it into?
Yeah. Something to act as like a shell or a body or something for the Chimera.
Oh.
And I know
concerning.
my mom went to your house to see if she could find any of your mom's research notes on Excalibur and the like. You saw all of those files when you were in Professor Cranston's lab.
That terrifying notion that they got that close.
Human. after they jumped me and Schrodinger showed up, they probably didn't get a chance to early explore. So me or you could probably try to shut down the old man's lab. We both have access.
And I still have the files in my brain.
Yeah, so like if we need it, you could probably access the data, but we could at least shut it down physically.
Yeah, I'd rather not have the knowledge of the one of me is enough, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what the hell was that thing
Underneath you,
underneath me?
from what I understand from my time in the past, it's the source of pretty much all of this. It's where all of the Power Ranger, like all of the Power Rangers enemies come from this one guy.
Oh,
And so the Chimera and the rest of them made a deal with him long ago. And it's kind of led us to the events of today, and every, iteration of the Power Rangers have dealt with some bad guy have gotten something from him. So he's like the big boss.
oh, good, good.
We kicked his ass. It's fine.
Yeah, we destroyed D11R, and this is not he's not beaten, is he?
No, we definitely
No.
destroyed the shell that he was
Right.
inhabited.
The host, yeah.
Yeah.
So to recap, you had destroyed portions of the head, the shoulders, and through the stomach before they disappeared. They weren't even completely destroyed.
Yeah.
So there's just
Yeah, we
this,
damaged it until it got bored and left.
And when Peter shattered the grid, that's when the demonic form beneath started pushing out and said something along the lines of, "This is not the end."
Well, shit.
We have our old enemies going to be our enemies again in a few days. Plus, we have the evil Morphing God to worry about now. So, yeah. Plus, any
Something along those lines.
general rebuild we have to do now too. So, like, yeah, we have a lot on our plate.
Also, you've got a whole new color.
yeah.
I gotta figure out what the hell this shit does, and like, I haven't been able to access my familiar yet, so I don't even know who that is.
I was actually going to
I
ask
pull
you,
out my phone and try to see who my familiar is. Is my phone fixed now? Did it just like refix itself?
Your phone is fine.
Okay.
As you go to look into it to access the morphing grid through it, you hear the shrill callings of a hawk, but nothing appears.
I think they're still buffering.
Hey, Chiron.
Yes.
Silver Ranger. Any information on that you might have?
Does not exist.
Huh.
So I'm the first. That kind of makes me feel a little bit better, honestly, not gonna lie.
Not the first Silver Ranger, but
Silver ArcaKnight.
no. There was never a Silver ArcaKnight.
Okay.
Also, looking over to just you went back in time.
I did. I saw my mom, and I was in a war, and then I was in Castle Camelot, and then I fought the Chimera one-on-one, and then may have absorbed all of the ink into my body.
All that. That's how you drew.
That's why I can write in the book.
Yeah, that's how you fixed this. A gesture to my morpher.
Yeah.
But so like, is that limited? Can we just like grab you
I
and
think
write
it's li-
stuff out?
I think it's
Like, how's
limited
this
because
work?
technically like the ink's old that's inside of me, but like so I think I only got like probably like 2 more uses before it's out. You know. I got 2 more uses before it's out. Most likely. One really, really long run-on sentence. But yes,
Fair.
yeah, no, I was duking it out with the Chimera, and then he was going to dip the book in all of the ink, basically ruining the book for eternity. And so instead of letting that happen, you may have remembered my football training and tackled the vase, and then I got covered in ink. And that's kind of how I no, then I used the swords and then I got home.
Frankie just nods very seriously. Exactly what I would have done. 100%.
I just tackled it. I had shattered the grid. I killed his clone. I didn't kill him. I killed his clone. And so I didn't have any powers. So when in doubt, football tackle and earn.
Do you guys need more ink?
And now you're like a genie.
Yeah. I mean, we have some, but we could use some more.
Yeah, the problem here was we couldn't really use it. The rest of us couldn't use it because we didn't have like the pen, right? We still haven't activated that to use it.
I mean, shing,
Yeah.
we have the pen. But also, shing, we have the pen.
I can make ink.
You can make ink?
Yeah. That's why, well, at least that's what I gathered from why I was kept the way that I was. I know the equation. I know the math. I know the science to
that made sense.
Making
alchemy,
ink.
ArcaKnight, that trats.
So if you can make ink, why haven't they used it yet? If you were under their thrall for so long.
They don't have a way to write. They don't have their own grimoires.
Got it.
So it's like try and claim your grimoires or get the notaria.
Or apparently kidnap Peter now.
What?
You said it yourself, you're a pen. If they find that out,
They don't have you. They don't have me. They don't have a grimoire.
Right. And they can't make me right, so
yeah.
That makes both of you more dangerous targets.
Yeah, you two should not be alone anytime soon.
I mean, we've been targets since day one, guys. Nothing's changed.
Oh no, something very drastic has now changed. You being the literal ink and pen
temporarily for only like 2 more times.
Those two, at least one of those times could destroy everything we did. And then
but here's the thing. If I'm ever used for evil, my ass gets locked away. It's in the book. I made sure of it. So I can't go all angsty dark mode anymore. So
does that prevent them from just using you in general?
I don't know. The terms and conditions were kind of broad.
That's
so hopefully it covers it.
Yeah, broad terms and conditions. I'm not subscribing to. That still means that. And looking over to Nikos, yeah, you're probably on shit list number 1, aren't you?
They can't stop me, I guess is the nicest way to say it. My magic is what woke them up.
So you being gone means that they can't remain.
It means that there's a chance I could command them to leave.
Oh. Well, that
would be great.
That would be. Can you do that now?
I'm pretty burned right now.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair. We should probably get some.
That sounds like a process.
Yeah, you specifically need to get like a week of sleep.
I don't know.
We only have 3 days.
or 3 days. Either way, you need to go. Just not do anything.
At
for a
least
bit.
2 days. At least 2 days of sleep.
I'll meet you in the middle at 1.
Are you just gonna stay here?
It's the only place I got right now.
I mean, you can crash at my apartment if you want.
They know where you live.
That's
They
fair.
they know where Peter lives, and they know where Dior lives, and
They think I know
a
where we all
giant
live at this point.
floating castle in the sky, I think, is just as safe as anywhere else.
Probably
True.
safer, honestly.
Rewind. They know where I live?
Yeah,
They know where all of us live.
How and why do they know where I live?
your parents are teachers at UCAG. They
That's
know that
very-
you're
yeah.
a ranger. Your
Yeah.
parents worked alongside Professor Cranston on Designation Rebirth.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really happy that they didn't come for them.
They can't, at least in your case. The you that was granted the ranger powers, and I mean no disrespect by any means, isn't you.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
It at any point in time you can be ones and zeros and not affected by an emotional state, so there is no reason or necessity to expend energy towards something that yields a 0 result.
I don't matter, so they don't mind. That makes sense.
They don't matter. You mind. It's just a balancing of the equation.
And then I have some questions to ask Cranston.
Yeah.
Yep.
Former Necronite loved ones.
And in the meanwhile, I have to sit and ponder how long it's going to take them to tell me about me.
How would I get down from here?
You could just teleport. Just like think of a place, and then we go zoop.
He doesn't have a cell phone.
Oh,
He's not connected to the teleportation grid.
oh,
He's not. His grimoire is that necklace that turns into a full old school
oh.
grimoire. He is like very disconnected.
Well, I mean, you could hold. We can teleport people with us, right? Can't we?
Yeah, I mean, and also if you give me like,
You could probably grab him a phone and set him up. I'm
yeah,
assuming,
I was
right?
gonna say,
Oh,
if you give
we
me,
could go back to the Arcanium plexus.
yeah, give me a second. I can probably reconfigure something to let you at least access that much of grid energy in order to get you to teleport.
That'd be great. If I got to go to the bathroom, I don't want it like falling out of the castle on people, or
That would be
That'd be a really
hilarious.
shitty plumbing system if that's the way it works.
Yeah, that would be weird.
it's an old
I
castle.
was just saying points around. This is an old castle.
It's an old
designed-
castle that turns into a robot. I mean, come on.
Well, it turns. Well, it doesn't. It reconfigures itself, but it still has like privies.
Yeah, but it's also like magic. Wouldn't it just make that stuff disappear? Like,
don't
Matter
have-
cannot be created nor destroyed. It has to go somewhere. If anything,
yeah, but probably not
I would
straight down.
I would imagine that if anything, if the castle allowed you to travel through time and then you're back here, what it probably does, it just sends the matter through time. Doesn't mean that it's gone. It just means that it will eventually show up later or before.
We can teleport you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my willpower roll. Frankie's not going to go test the plumbing.
I guess I'm gonna just kind of we'll all huddle together and head to the Arcanium plexus,
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Sounds like a plan.
and then I'll hold on to our boy and then zip away.
Alrighty. As the four of you teleport to the Arcanium plexus, as you enter, there is a singular familiar face in the Arcanium plexus. A Philo.
Hey, bud.
Oh,
Hi.
So they're working with us now.
Well, they took the Chimera out of him, so yeah.
Okay.
We also have a castle now.
Camelot's been reclaimed.
Yes, indeed.
right over Angel Grove at the moment.
Okay. And you are a different array of color, Frankie?
Yeah, silver apparently. The first silver ArcaKnight, if that's a thing now.
So when are we bringing Flamel back?
I mean, we could do it like any time.
You have potential.
I could live.
You could literally just do it right now.
I could do it right now.
You have.
You have
I could literally do it right now.
You have how many uses of that?
I have 2 uses left.
Okay. We could maybe.
But I also have a thing of ink, and I'm gonna walk over to the bookshelf, open the bookshelf, be like, I have ink. And so I'll say to the I'm like, who should, like, what specifically should I write to get him back?
The return of Merlin, known as Flamel, back in his physical, corporeal state as the White ArcaKnight, friend and mentor.
Right now. Just put that. I write
comma right
right
now.
now. Period.
Are you using your finger ink?
No,
or are you
I'm using the ink that I have in the bookshelf.
Okay.
Nah. I'm saving that silver bullet for later.
I'm just gonna look over to Frankie and just like gnarl my fingers and just do the one finger curl like a monkey's paw. Just.
yeah. And it's not. I'm
And
not
then-
messing with the ink.
And I'll shut the bookshelf behind me.
Give me a magic roll, Peter.
A magic roll, but I just okay.
But I used ink.
But I used the ink.
Yes. This is a
magic-
D6 skill specialized.
Yup. That's nat 20 on the D20, and then plus 6, so 26.
26.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alrighty. Dior, roll a D4 for me.
Oh. 3.
3. As you finish writing this into, are you writing it into your own grimoire, or are you writing it into the Notaria, Peter?
Notaria.
Into the Notaria? Okay.
Yeah.
Once the sentence is completed, you see floating over the center spellcrafting table within the Arcanium plexus 3 spell circles. One large one in the center, another one off to the bottom right, another one up to the top left. And they're all 3 of them are rotating like gears. And the first one in the top left corner, you can see the first line of it is starting to like dissipate and trail off. You get the sense that in 3 days' time, once all 3 of these circles have been completed, that Flamel will be brought back in their full corporeal form, both ally and mentor, as the White ArcaKnight.
I did, guys. I'm confused because I did write right now.
You used resurrection. You brought a soul and body back from the throes of the halls of Hades, and you are complaining that the cooldown time is 3 days.
Yes, because like I thought whatever I write in the book is what happens. I did write right now.
I mean,
It's
it started
magic.
the process right now. It probably just
I
takes a lot
get
of
it.
magic.
All
Yeah.
right, that's fine.
It could just have been, if you didn't write that down, it just been like, got it at the end of the all time and space.
All right, well, it's kind of convenient that it times out exactly when our piece
Yeah, so
really ends.
it started at least. It'll be done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. He's on his way back.
So
There was also the option of the spell circle that would have been instantaneous, Philo says.
No. Oh shit.
Well, why didn't you say that when I did this whole thing where I walked to a bookshelf to get ink, and then I opened this secret bookshelf.
And
You
I
had
even
so
asked
much
you.
time
I even asked you
to
what
say
to
something.
write.
And I even asked you what to write.
I assumed you were going to use the ink for the spell circle, not writing a sentence in the Notariah.
Our magic expert isn't here. We're not going to think of that. Gina is preoccupied, okay?
He does tech stuff. We hit stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
that's just me and yours dying in the background.
I asked you what to write. You could have said anything at any time.
If you had any combination of 3 rangers to do this task, this was not the right combination of 3 rangers to do this shit.
It's technically 4.
You picked how you wanted to do it. I wasn't going to argue with someone bringing my best friend back from the dead how they were going to do it.
But then now you're complaining about the method that I chose.
You complained. I'm just saying that there was the other option we had been researching the last 3 months for.
So can I cancel this method and we can use the spell circle instead?
No, you already started it.
I
Scribble it out.
I can't like scratch it out and then we can start again.
Here's the thing.
Like it hasn't. He hasn't left the transit center yet. Like we could.
He's still waiting for the train.
Yeah, he's still waiting for the train. Like we could still do it.
The thing about this
is this like in Dragon Ball Z when the Halo disappeared and Goku still had to run back? Like there's still time. We can tell him to just chill.
The thing about this that's going to be the most amazing is explaining this. Because, like, Philo, you're fine with this, because she's still coming back.
Whatever method is whatever. This is the chosen method. This is the chosen method.
The one that is going to have probably the most difficulty with the explanation that months of research.
I'm just gonna blame Flamel.
That's fair.
I did not.
He hasn't even been here. Why would you blame him?
I think you meant Philo.
He sacrificed himself.
They both start with an F. Okay,
and you're gonna
Philo.
blame him.
Philo starts with a PH. I thought.
Technically, Flamel got captured. Technically,
didn't you turn evil?
I did.
You killed me.
I killed you temporarily, but yes. How is that relevant? How is that relevant to what we're talking about right now?
if anything, your track record of being the bad guy.
It's in the back of my book now. You see, I cannot be the bad guy anymore.
Oh yeah, you had to write a terms and conditions.
Yeah, now you'll just fuck up normally.
Yes, exactly. Would you prefer I go back? I could scratch this out. I could go back.
I mean, last time you were evil, I just punched you in the face. It was pretty nice.
I could just write you out of existence. Watch your mouth.
As you guys are
okay, we have 3 days
having this wonderful moment with Philo. You see that Nico has taken the container that you had used the ink from, and there are like gold rings that he's taken off of his finger and set on the opening of that glass vial. And as he does, he moves his hand in front of him, and you see the staff appear as he taps the top of the rings, and they pool into the black ink that then falls and refills that vessel.
Sick.
It's an equivalent exchange transformation.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. We got more ink. So we have 3 days.
Yeah.
What was sorry? What was that? What were you
Oh,
gonna say?
I'm just gonna sidle over to Philo and just like try to be a little bit about an earshot of the others. Hey, Philo.
Yes.
Like gestures to Nikos. Are you all right with that?
If all of you are.
He's not the same. He's not our enemy.
But he looks a lot like him. And that's going to take a while.
If it helps, the most evil force in the history of time and space has a body that looks like mine, like spitting image. Now we wrecked it, so its face and parts of its body are different. But I don't know if that can get repaired.
I know owls don't do this, but you can, if he could have like Wolverine shinked his claws out, his talons out on his toes, he goes, oh, so I mark him.
Yeah. No, you're not gonna, don't do that. No.
And then like lets go of the edge of the chair. If you trust him, you trust him. And I trust you. If all of you trust him, then I trust him because I trust all of you.
That works.
Now, the greatest of all evil looks like you. So the Ouroboros has taken form as you.
The what?
The Ouroboros, consuming oneself for the sake of power, ultimate darkness.
Oh, we heard it referred to as Dark Spectre.
Research?
Yeah.
Turns the head after saying like research.
Nuts. Backtrack. Hey, Peter.
Huh?
In your journey into the past,
Yes.
did the term Ouroboros ever come up?
Arc, did the term Ouroboros ever come up?
Anyone who had studied like old King Arthur, like Arthurian lore and things of that nature, the Ouroboros was a symbol used by Mordred. So it would have been like that necklace thing that he was wearing.
He had the Mordred had the Ouroboros necklace. Yeah.
Because when I mentioned the greatest of all evils, that's the name that popped up.
Okay.
And Dark Spectre's a new thing for Philo here.
I mean, maybe he's got different brands in different places.
Maybe he's like equivalent to us.
Peter knows that Flamel formerly was Merlin. Like just that was the name that they went by in the past. So that might just be the name that Dark Spectre was known as during that time.
He could have been using a nickname during that time, like a fake name,
True, but the concept now of a snake eating its own tail, which implies to me giant, world-devastating serpent.
I mean, we fought giant monsters. What part of this hasn't been world devastating?
We
were in a castle falling from the sky.
You say this, but then what's going to end up happening is we're going to have to fight a galaxy intertwining snake.
Have you seen Gurren Lagann? We've got it. It's fine.
Okay, yes, but somebody dies. Very violently.
Well, we should focus back in here.
Yeah.
God, we really need the other two to stay focused.
Really
and having the cat here it's really nice to focus our anger in one direction, but now we're just kind of all over the place. What do we need to do to prepare over these next 3 days before it's all out war again?
Research.
We know that they were looking for something in the stars, or that has to do with the night sky. They sent me here to get a map of the stars. Giant serpent, things of that nature, whatever the correlation between those two things could be. I know that I can't morph if the chimera is morphed.
So you guys share the energy.
Yeah.
Is it the same though? If you're morphed and he's not, can he not morph?
Yeah, but it has its tolls. I can't stay morphed for long periods of time. I'm trading out energy for energy. That's why I'm a bit more tired than you guys afterwards.
Can we cut him off somehow?
If I could find a way to keep my energy constantly on the light side of the spectrum, then yeah. But we're currently playing a tug of war in the middle zone.
No, I know, but what if we cut his half of the rope? You know what I mean? If we're playing tug of war, can we snip his rope so he can't tug no more?
I don't know if we can without losing my side of the rope. Because if we're both pulling and you cut the rope, we both fall.
And everything on the morphing grid is a spectrum of balance. Light and dark have to exist in the exact same way, so you don't get any of the colors. Removing one side of it would just mean that color fades into nothing.
Well, shit.
I do have one idea, though.
Sure.
And Nico looks to you guys. Anybody got can somebody go to YouTube? Because nobody's given him a phone yet or anything.
I open YouTube.
Give him one of the prepaid phones we have just sitting around.
We totally had a stock of prepaids.
We're spending a story point on prepaid.
We can
spending a story
point to make a collection of phones.
Yeah, he gets a phone from Cricket Mobile.
Got it. Okay.
I will be
I'm sorry, Grasshopper Mobile.
I will be making
Grasshopper connected.
Yeah.
I'll be making essentially just a makeshift teleporter for him while this discussion's happening.
Okay. He types in a date from 30 years ago into YouTube, and then Angel Grove on the back end of this date. And as it opens up, you can see there's a lot of if you took VHS to DVD, DVD to loading it digital, and then putting digital onto YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a big loss of visual acuity. But what you can make out from it is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Thunder Megazord fighting against a large green serpent-like Zord.
What is that?
That's Serpentera. That was like a legitimate Zord created by Dark Spectre for Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed.
Mm.
And then goes back into YouTube, types in a date from 15 years ago. And it says NASA View on the end. And you can see there is a collection of Red Rangers fighting on the surface of the moon against robots of some kind. And bits and pieces of what you now know to be Serpentera uncovered on the moon.
Mm.
We
So we are gonna fight a giant snake.
do we have to go to space?
I don't think we have to go to space, but I think that might be part of their idea, like tracking lunar cycles around the area, knowing exact locations of the moon over Angel Grove down to like an exact degree.
Mm-hmm.
Snake eating itself, fighting Power Rangers, Ouroboros.
So they're probably looking for the Zord.
Or they're gonna try and call it and bring it here. Because I don't think they have a way to get to space.
Is there any way we can look at the moon and see if the Zord's been uncovered?
I mean, if your Zords can go to space, unless if you want to be like right there looking at it, otherwise,
Well, I mean, like in here, and like kind of gesture, to the room and to everybody. Like, can we use any instruments in here?
Nico will start looking around. Is like grabs a sextant, compass, measure like different measuring pieces of equipment, and will start tapping the staff onto these pieces of equipment, and they're starting to like meld together to create some kind of looking glass. Well, we could use this at least to get eyes on it if we're only trying to look at it from here.
I mean,
again, magic is a whole different thing for me. It's not
same.
how your guys's is.
That was on our moon or a different moon?
Our moon.
Makes sense.
Hey, Chiron.
Wasn't Rita on that moon like forever ago?
Hello?
There's a file I worked on a while ago that lets me access a long while ago. I never finished it, but it was supposed to allow me to access parts of the cameras on the ISS. Open that up for me real quick.
I can open up Professor Cranston's access to the ISS.
Perfect. Could you do that for me?
You have the visual spectral of the different viewpoints of the cameras from the International Space Station.
There is one that I'm looking for. I just need our viewpoint of the moon.
Give me a technology roll.
I love being a robot. Where's my D8?
Because remember, you did put Chiron into Billy's computer to go through all the files and everything.
That's a 16, so lower roll for me.
16 total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're able to find that 2 of the cameras on the ISS currently have like viewing points of the moon itself. They're pointed towards the front-facing half of the moon. From what you can see, wherever this was at was along the equating north to south poles. So it's somewhere between the light side and the far side of the moon, but you're only getting a front-facing view at this point.
Irritating, but that'll work for something. All right, we're going to retain those images, and I'm going to see if I can like place them onto the dais that we have that's essentially displaying everything. Just
Yeah. So Dior then places these two viewpoints of the front side of the moon from the International Space Station cameras on display for the rest of you.
no idea if they can get there, but at least it gives us a rough guesstimate if they will or not.
Enhance. Does it enhance?
Just reach my fingers out.
Just do the
You have to
zoom.
use the double fingers, right?
Okay.
Zoom
I thought
in.
this was like those crime shows where I can say enhance and it gets better.
This is all being projected from Dior. You're yelling enhance at Dior.
I thought you
Do
put
we-
it on the like an R and like on the
I'm
terminal.
not.
That's
I'm
what I-
not Siri. It doesn't work that way.
I grab Dior by the shoulders and shake him a little bit.
The images move.
Damn it.
Yeah, no, that I don't all of a sudden make Bixby pop up if that happens either. Like I'm not and enhance doesn't make the images unblurry. This is being transmitted from the ISS.
Maybe if you squint.
So they want to get the big scary dragon Zord off the moon.
I'm just taking ideas thrown out and
Yeah.
plugging them together.
Yeah, it's a part of
I don't know if our Zords can reach the moon, but I also don't even know what my Zord is anymore. So I should probably figure that out before
I think
anything.
you got a bird now, right? The bird thing that showed up is
Oh,
yours.
you know the Thunderbird that had appeared to help raise the castle before
Yeah, I need to
Peter
figure
got
out
full control of it.
what that thing
Right.
can do.
Now, what was I gonna say? Who made Serpentera?
Dark Spectre.
Dark Spectre.
Dark Spectre. So it is a bad guy Zord.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we gotta just kind of shore up our defenses and get ready.
Whatever we need to do, or whatever it is you guys need to do, I'm here to help.
Oh.
If helping means morphing and going out and fighting with you guys, if I have the capability to, then I will. But I can't always guarantee it.
Need to fight right now. All the ceasefires up.
I'll take the device I was fiddling with for the teleport and toss it over to him.
You somehow managed to turn a grasshopper connected, like prepaid phone into a full, like, next generation touch screen cell phone. Okay, all right. So, and then looks right back at you like, all right, how do I?
It'll work the same way that a grimoire would. Sort of. It has the location plugged in of where the castle would be, approximately speaking, like coordinates wise.
Okay, all right. Well, if you guys need me, then I'll be there.
Sounds good.
And like scrolls through the phone, is like, is there like a teleport app? Is there? And then sees the spell circle light up, and he goes, "Oh, think of."
Yep. There he goes.
What I'm really hoping is that it did the exact location.
I guess he'll call us if he needs us. But I guess we should figure out what to do next. Like actually figure out a plan instead of just chit-chatting about it.
I'm going to be researching.
Researching what?
I want to figure out exactly what this Dark Spectre or Horus means.
I mean, I think he just wants to take over the grid, right?
Yeah, but any knowledge of prior encounters with this thing, besides, the one you had?
We all had an encounter with him, in the, well, actually, yes, you were up top. So that you didn't die again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate that. But, you know, the concept of knowing our enemy being half the battle, we only know that he is the embodiment of all evil in the Morphing Grid. Figuring out any other information about him would help. Plus, now I have to research stuff about the, you know, evil Zord serpent. And, like I said, I have questions from Cranston about the 11R. So I have a lot of things to research. And as a recommendation, points over to Frankie, you, I guess, figuring out stuff about your familiar.
You know, I need to figure out where the hell they are and what I can do. I doubt it's the same. But yeah, so probably be good to take some days to train that up while I can. Not instead
Maybe
of
they're
finding
shy.
out in the moment.
Maybe they're shy.
Maybe. I mean, I don't have the best track record with familiars. Maybe they just don't trust me. So we'll see.
Rowan liked you.
Yeah, and I also got Rowan killed. So
Is Rowan dead, or did he just get stolen?
no, he died. I saw him when I was like in between when I met my uncle and my dad. Yeah, he was there to say bye and then died.
Oh,
Well, shit.
I got this left, and I like make my hand glow green from him. I can still use some of his energy, but like he's gone.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna research. You're gonna train. The hell should I do?
Maybe you should shore up defenses at our family's houses. They know where all of us live now. Like it would probably be an idea at least to try to get something there. Is there like an early warning system or something?
Well, there's like the actual system around the city, right, Ark?
Yeah, and the Lady Queen Tamrit had like put that major blessing over everybody's homes during the contract with
Right.
Yamaya.
So they can't come
Which-
after our families anymore. They're gonna come for us, but not for our families. I guess I'm gonna get to work on figuring out how to get to the moon.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to just sit at a chair, like get backwards towards the dais and start to do some research.
I'll head
Alrighty.
to the Zord Bay.
And I guess, do we have a practice area in here?
I'm sure there's
Yes,
training room.
there is
somewhere.
a training area.
I'll quick link morph and just head off there.
Alrighty. So Dior, give me a technology roll for your research.
Possibly Morphing Grid tech by any chance?
What specifically are you researching?
I am going to currently focus in on, because it's now the most pressing information I have. I'm gonna look up stuff about Serpentera.
That would be Morphing Grid tech.
Yes.
If you were just looking up information on like Dark Spectre and things like that, it would just been technology.
Okay, because Serpentera was the newest information I have, and because Zord thing, I want to know about it. I am rolling really low on tech today. 15.
15. You're just really finding like base information, news stories, the same videos that Nico had shown that of the battle that took place on the moon and the fight that took place outside of Angel Grove. Like that's the rough basis that you're able to access right now. It looks like there are some files on Serpentera within Professor Cranston's computer, but Chiron it's like digging through folders of folders within folders to get to it. So that will take a little bit of time, but it is something available and at least a little bit more information.
Yeah.
Peter, you're going to the Zord Bay.
Correct.
And what are you doing there?
I'm looking for Zords that could go to space, or like looking at the specs of our current Zords. Like, could the castle feasibly go to space? Could my dragon go to space? Are there any extra Zords around, like that could go to space?
Give me either a technology or a driving roll.
We're gonna go driving because I'm significantly better at that than I am at technology.
Alrighty.
Where's my D4? Get away from what the fuck?
It's a friend.
Uh,
It's a friend.
It's not a friend. Okay, cool. Third in dirtiest of 20s.
Dirtiest of 20s. There are all of the Zords seem to have some kind of like vehicle movement capabilities, things of that nature. The Dragon Zord has the capability of flying. You know that. The Lady Queen Titania, the Fairy Queen Zord, has the capability of flying. Those two on their own probably, yeah, could go. The castle, let me double check my notes on that one real quick, but I do believe it also has like a fly, yeah, has an aerial speed, so the Citadel Zord could do it. It would probably be a lot slower, but it could transport everybody
Everybody, right.
simultaneously.
Right.
But one thing that you do see down there that, again, it isn't often that you guys are within the Zord Bay area. You can see the actual like upgrade panels set up for a series of Zords that none of you have seen. And they all have the like signature, like sign off on the base of it from Schrodinger. You see there is the Genbu allegory Zord, the armored turtle. You see the Aryan allegory Zord, the golden horse. And you see the Minotaur allegory Zord, the crimson bull. All three of the schematics and like information is right there on that display. From looking at those, all three of those, if needed, could also go
to the moon.
To the moon, at least out of orbit and not cause any harm or damage to the Rangers within them.
Okay. And is there also a way for me to feasibly like look up, like, because we can summon the Zords, right? They can kind of come to us. So like if we get to the moon and then we could be like roll up, the Zords could show up.
Well, from what you like looking at all of it, other than maybe repairs, it might actually be better for you guys to move the Zords to Camelot.
Yeah. Get all the Zords on Camelot and then fly Camelot up.
Because then even if the fear of some of them can't like move through the air like the other ones can, at least if they're all on Camelot, the whole thing will move to you.
Right. We can elevator it up. Yeah. We can get the whole thing. Okay, cool. So, okay. And then I think the only other thing I wanted to look up, is there any records of like how Serpentera was defeated?
For that, give me Streetwise or technology. Like using the
Streetwise.
Using the control panels and everything
16.
there.
16.
Yeah. The first time was a combination and overloading of the Morphing Grid through the White Tiger Thunder Megazord in combination together, which left them without Zords for an extenuated period of time until they were able to gather new Zords from a planet called Zordania, which were the Shogun Megazords or the Ninja Megazords. That later replaced those. The Thunder Megazords have not been seen since. The only one that was left in some kind of working form was the White Tiger Megazord, or the White Tiger Zord. But looking at like comparing the information that's there for the Thunder Megazord to the Zords that you guys have access to, it's like the biggest jump in technological advances and capabilities by comparison. Even though realistically, like these Zords came from the Dark Ages,
Right.
they are much more advanced than the Thunder Zords were.
Right. Okay. And then what was I gonna say? And then like the second time Serpentera was defeated.
The second time Serpentera was stopped from being activated, the team of Red Rangers were all gathered onto the moon by Dr. Tommy Oliver and Ambrose from KO-35 via using the Astro Mega ship to fly up there. Former generals of the Machine Empire were trying to reactivate that Zord, bring that Zord back into power so that the Machine Empire could come back to power. And they were able to stop them from completing unearthing it and activating it. But it's still there.
Got it.
It couldn't be claimed by any government because the moon does not belong to any nation or anything like that. Because it was Power Rangers business, it was left to be a Power Rangers problem.
Got it.
And what better way than just leave it where it's at, because we can always keep an eye on the moon, kind of thing.
Right. Okay. That's the last bit of my questions.
Alrighty.
My Zord questions.
And with that, we'll jump over to Frankie. You move over to the training portion inside of the command chamber of the power chamber. What are you doing?
Try to figure out what I can do in this mode, so I'll just start playing around with my powers and see what I can figure out.
You're gonna go full morph and
yeah, I quit linked into my morph form when I walked off, so I'm morphed. I'm just gonna, I guess, start doing like my sparring that I normally do and just see if I can do what I normally do when I use this power and just reach into me and see what happens. I don't really understand how this works like Gina, so I just wing it. So I'm just gonna wing it.
Well, then go ahead and first I need your willpower defense score.
Ooh, 13.
13? Okay. So go ahead and give me just a base attack roll.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
You're able to connect, striking into like this projection or whatever may be here in front of you. And as your hand connects, there is that flash of light, and you can hear that echoing like screech from whatever this entity, familiar thing might be, as it carries through you. Strike again. And again, that screech picks up. And this happens each time as you attack, move, do those things. And it's right as you go to, okay, I had the gauntlet before. I'm going to try and bring the gauntlet out as a weapon. And it's when you go to do that, you focus the energy into your right hand, the light coalescing over it, and you are standing in the space in between. And in front of you, you see a large cragged boulder, shimmering lines of ruby and sapphire, topaz, garnet, obsidian, gold, silver. before a falcon lands on the stone and just kind of stares at you.
Look around. I don't think I just died again. If you're here, then Uncle's probably watching me somewhere. I'm gonna go start walking towards the rock, I guess. If he's on top of it, I trust it's not gonna kill me.
And as you go walking towards it, the camera moving behind you, stepping towards the rock. That's where we'll take our break. So everybody use the restroom, take care of what
You're
you need
a bastard.
to be a being, and we will be back with you shortly.
Okay. See you guys.
And welcome back, everyone. Unfortunately, due to all the rest of our Rangers having things going on and
They've all
one of
been
our
kidnapped.
Rangers being kidnapped, we are going to end there for the night.
Come on,
Thank you
Peter.
all for
We'll
joining
just
us
spar
and
for
being a
30
part of
minutes.
this.
Let's go.
But before we close out for the evening, because this is going on YouTube as well as all the rest of our series, you can catch on YouTube with the Initiative Order and get caught up and be with everything. Alec, I heard you got something going on here.
Oh yeah, I got something happening. Today, we launched our very first Kickstarter for Heroes of Bastion Season 2. It is a Kickstarter to produce a studio quality TTRPG actual play over on my YouTube channel, Alec the Bard. There's a lot of fantastic rewards. There's going to be custom dice. There is a custom tarot deck that has all of the characters as different tarot cards. There is a D&D 5e compendium on there called Alec the Bard's Guide to Dating Villains, to Romancing Villains. It is a book full of hot, sexy villains for you to torture your players with. Make sure to check that out. You can find the Kickstarter link in my bio on any of the social medias. You can find Alec the Bard pretty much anywhere across the board. Look me up. That's me.
Hell yeah. Homies support homies, support homies. So I absolutely encourage everybody to be a part of this. Check it out, back it, or just follow it. If you don't have the capabilities to donate, at least keep your eye on the project. More eyes on it, the better for everybody involved.
Yeah.
And with that, I'd like to say good night, good evening, good time zone to everyone. Our next episode will be on November 13th, and it will be our season half finale.
Half.
And we will pick back up after that in January. More info to come. But thank you all for being here. And as always, if it's Monday, it's morphin' time.
Bye.